Hey, I'm David with LTD Media. Thanks for viewing again. I'm here with Dan Filthy Pirate Coffee. He's going to do a little product introduction, and then we're going to cover an awesome podcast. So we have another special guest with us tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Dan so we can introduce that product he's talking about. Big things.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having us tonight. And Manny, thanks for being here. Great to chat with him and talk about some stuff. Big things, big news for Filthy Pirate Coffee, K-Cups. We are super, super close. We got all the gear in. With any hopes, maybe next week we'll have a batch ready to go out. If not, within 2 weeks. So we're looking really good. This is pretty exciting for us. We'll have medium roast, Brazilian Conquista. Our Mutiny line will be the first line to roll out. We'll have 10,000 cups ready, hopefully next week.
Awesome. Excited for that. I love Keurig cups. Accessible. I have a Keurig ready to go for my office, so when you get these things.
I'm old school pour over, but hey, if that's what the fans want, we'll do it.
Yep. So we got our guest here. He's got a gym, right? Or
a couple.
Yeah. He's got a couple.
Academies,
yeah. All right. Kicking some ass, literally.
We're trying.
So tell us about it. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're bringing tonight and the information you got.
Thanks for having me, guys. Manuel Flores. I own 2 academies, Daimyo Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, 2 up in the Northwest. We have another academy that's owned by fellow black belt, Philip Aguilar, in the South Side, Irvington and 919. All 3 academies are part of what we call Paragon, Arizona, which is part of Paragon, like the international Brazilian Jiu Jitsu team. I'm a black belt under Ricardo Frangina Millers, who founded Paragon in 1998. So, our goal is to be one of the biggest teams first in the state, and then we're already the biggest in the city. Then we want to take over the state and then the world. So we're just steadily working towards that.
It's not just you, right? It's your wife. You got.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah,
I'm very blessed to be running the academy. My entire family is involved. So my wife is also a black belt, Brenda Soto.
She's badass.
Yeah.
Well, so she's a black belt. She's a mother. She's a coach. It's RTT, rapid transformation therapy, hypnosis kind of stuff. But she works with the entire team and people outside of the team, just to kind of help them get over like mental barriers and stuff. Yeah. My youngest, who's 17 years old, Pan Am champion, last warrior standing super heavyweight champion. My oldest, who's a phenomenal photographer, he started in jiu-jitsu, and that continues to be his passion, but he's helping me more teach and mold the teams as they continue to progress. But he's also going more into the photography. So he's going on tours with a couple of bands and is working on photos and music videos for music cool. bands and stuff. So so it's pursuing his passion. So I'm very supportive of that.
That is so cool. You have such a supportive circle around you, helping you with that journey. It's really, really, really cool.
So just opened a new gym too, right? Yeah.
So the one in Twin Peaks. So we've been open for about 1.5 years. Which just re-expanded it into that space next door. But it's not just my family and I. We have a phenomenal group of black belts and brown belts throughout all 3 academies that help us, mold the team and help. And we have, I think that something that we do very well is we kind of help people grow in jiu-jitsu. When I started jiu-jitsu, it was kind of like, you start and here you go and start fighting, So I think there was a problem with retention, and there was a problem with maybe a little bit of a toxic arena of like, let me show you how little you know.
A little bit of arrogance there.
A little bit of arrogance. Let me show you how little you know, or let me show you how much I know.
Yeah, that's not a good approach.
It's not a good approach, and and it was also a little bit of the toxic atmosphere of you're either tough or you're not, And when we opened the academy, so Daimyo was the first academy. I was the first Paragon black belt in Arizona. So when we opened the academy, we wanted to get away from that. We wanted to get rid of that toxic environment that Tucson had. So we started holding classes that were open to everybody, regardless of affiliation. But we also started our women-only program. We started a fundamentals program. And the idea is to bring people in and show them what I wish somebody would have shown me in my first class, right? Instead of cranking my neck or catching a number. I get it. I don't know jiu-jitsu, But just kind of started equipping people, helping them start getting shape and start changing their lives, and start kind of living that jiu-jitsu lifestyle, So I think it's one of the biggest changes. And then we've seen other gyms starting to adapt that formula,
Yeah. So it seems like you came in and you put value into each individual that came in there, where they saw themselves as value instead of going in like, I'm scared, I really don't know anything. you added value to them. That's a big thing with your leadership. It sounds like you came in with a whole different leadership plan. You added value to everybody, and then when you have that happen, they add value to you.
Right.
as a
Well,
leader
you know,
in
as
the gym.
Dan knows, we were talking about leadership and people and stuff, and you know, I think everybody's valuable, man. Everybody has a backstory. Everybody has a certain level of confidence and or doubt that they bring with them.
Agreed. Yeah.
And everybody's gonna, you know, peak and then valley and then dip in their performance, you know. And there's multiple reasons why that could happen, you know. So I think my job is as a coach and you know, challenging jiu-jitsu through our teaching is to help people overcome those doubts, you know, help people just kind of start putting them in those situations where you didn't think you could do that, but you can. What else can you do that you're not thinking or putting yourself in those situations to prove that you can do it, you know? But it also goes to like equipping them, right? So let's help you get in shape. Let's not eat, you know, In-N-Out or chicken nuggets, you know? Let's start eating.
Yeah.
Let's start meal prepping. Let's not drink Rockstars and Monsters and start drinking coffee. You know.
Yeah.
So there's jiu-jitsu goes into a lot of different areas outside of just fighting. You know, it's living a healthier and having a healthier mindset. You know.
Positive influence.
Right.
It does so much. It changes perspective for people for their whole lives. It's really cool. So, is it pretty easy to find you on social media, online? So people can find locations and how to sign up?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we offer 2 free classes for students, right? So, and the reason we offer 2 free classes is I want people to make an educated decision as to why they want to join jiu-jitsu and make sure that jiu-jitsu is for them. And more importantly, it's important that I get to know them, right?
Yeah.
We've worked very hard from the very beginning to create an atmosphere where, listen, I have world champions, Pan Am champions, national champions, every tournament in Phoenix, you know, Arizona, other states, but I also have moms and families and parents and, you know, grandparents training, you know, and kids starting from age 4 and up, you know. So to me, it's very important that we set an atmosphere where everybody feels welcome and everybody's able to achieve their goals, whatever they are, right?
Yeah.
One of the things we're talking about is very important for us to really get to know what that person's goals are, right? Everybody wants to be successful, but their ideas of success might be different than yours. So I can't project my idea of, to me, to be successful is to medal or gold at, you know, Pan Am's, Nationals, and Worlds. It might not be yours. I have a kid that is an amazing athlete, you know, one of the hardest working kids in the room. But when I asked him what his idea of success was, you know, he wanted to win state championships. You know, he's a kid from a small town, and that's his idea of success. So my job is to get him to that, where that's on a regular. Okay, we're winning this. Let's start expanding your mind into. Let's start going into something bigger, right? But it's a process. It's a process of, first of all, the culture, helping people feel welcome, and let's not go around like bumping chests, right? So it's important to. One of the biggest things that scares people, might turn people away. It's like, listen, I'm not a competitor, right? Which is a not concept to me, because life and every day is a competition. You know, we're competing.
I love that.
Yeah,
It is.
everything.
Yeah, I love that.
Everything from, you know, from who gets first to the red light, you know, or who can make it through the yellow light, and who can have their phone in their hand before you get a ticket, you know. So and to your job, there's little toxic like power moves that people do on one another, you know.
Yeah.
So everything's a competition. So I feel my job is to help people understand that and how to compete, but still be in accordance to their moral code, right? One of the things that drives them crazy is when parents bring their kids and they're like, "I want Timmy to be tough," you know, and you know, if Timmy, he's a kid, but he doesn't have to be tough. He doesn't have to be mean. He can, you know. I think like one of the, you know, I love a story that one of my students told me about Hoyce Gracie was not the most aggressive fighter of the family, yet he goes in there as this timid, one of the younger brothers of the entire family, and wins, right?
Wins big,
makes a statement, puts jiu-jitsu and technique on the map, goes partying that night, and this is the story is somebody, hopefully I don't get in trouble for sharing the story, but goes partying that night, and obviously as you just won this UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship, people are buying him shots. And he takes the shot, he grabs it, and looks over at the door, and in comes Rickson Gracie, the oldest, the meanest. And Royce Gracie, which just won the UFC, right? The toughest, goes, take it. He hands it over. He doesn't want his brother to yell at him, right? So you don't have to be mean or tough or anything like that. You just have to learn how to win in accordance to your moral code.
Confidence, you know, skills,
No doubt. Well, we're coming to the conclusion, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure, as always, Dan, bringing another guest. And it was a pleasure meeting you, Manny. And I really love what you're doing with the character building and the positive influence you're putting on the community. It really speaks volumes. And I've heard of your place before, just from hearsay.
Thank you, man.
It's out there. It's a good gym and good people. And good luck to Manny in March, Pan Games ready, the big one. Yeah. Cool. So good training coming up for him.
Well, that's going to do it for this podcast. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your views. Thank you.